In today's episode, Indy's right around the corner, cores go fashion forwards and backwards, and Bones makes their 2021 debut. Welcome to the Upstage. I'm Josh.
And I'm Luke.
The DCI celebration is just 6 days away, and most cores who are heading to Indy have been performing this week. Luke, who have we seen on FloMarching so far?
Just about everybody, and I'm going to attempt to name them all, and I'm going to attempt to do it in one breath. So here we go. Cavies, Blue Stars, Phantom, Colt Cadets, Madison Scouts, River City Rhythm, Blue Knights, Mandarins, Troopers, Pacific Crest, Gold, Impulse, Golden Empire, Watchmen, The Battalion, Crossman, Guardian, Spirit of Atlanta, Cadets, Boston, Bluecoats, Genesis, and Music City.
Now, who we've not seen yet is the Academy. So we're going to talk about them a little bit later in the show, but really excited to see the Academy, and we're going to see them tomorrow night, I think, is the first show.
Yeah, now we have a full week of drum corps ahead. So what are the corps focusing on as they head into this week?
Well, it's crazy that it's already finals week. It seems like the season just started. But cores are working on the stuff that they work on every day, right? The process shouldn't change. So they're still cleaning drill, cleaning music. I think they're probably also really trying to work on endurance because that's a big thing. So I imagine that's probably everybody's list this final week.
Yeah, and usually corps have like a month or so to practice playing in uniform and practice doing it in the heat and performing in front of a crowd and get those jitters out. So really what they're trying to do this week is accelerate that process. They're trying to get more comfortable, quickly and try to be ready for that first show in Indianapolis.
Yeah. So what do you think the biggest question is heading into finals week?
Well, I think for me, it all starts with why we are doing finals week in the first place. Obviously, we want to get back to drum corps, and that's what this year is about. Obviously, there's no scores or anything like that, and so we're trying to, of course, celebrate, drum corps being back. But the biggest question for me is how this relates to 2022. Kids who want to march drum corps for the first time, they're watching this finals week saying, where do I want to audition? What corps is doing stuff that I like? What uniform do I want to wear? So I think this is a really important week for drum corps in 2022 because this is the springboard that every corps needs to get kids into auditions, to try to build their corps out and try to get back on their feet in 22.
Yeah, and we're already seeing some audition dates and information from corps about how to get in 2022. So I'm really excited that corps are just using this momentum to leave from finals week and to start next season already.
Yeah. Of course, I love the marketing piece of this year. Now, a big piece of that is actually what the corps are wearing. So we've talked a little bit about this. The uniform conversation has been something that's been around drum corps forever. And this year, corps are going two completely opposite directions. There's fashion forwards, so completely new uniforms, and then there's fashion backwards, which are throwback uniforms. What corps do you think made the right decision to go backwards this year?
Backwards to me means classic. And when you think of classic uniforms, I think that the Madison Scouts and the Cadets are at the top of my list, right? We're seeing Madison back with the white Aussie, the green top, the sash, white pants, right?
Love it.
And then the Cadets, that's as classic as you can get. So I love seeing those back on the field. And I'll be interested to see sort of what that means moving forward.
Yeah, for example, the Cadets have a stripe on their pants, and most corps have been taking stripes off their pants in favor of trying to get higher scores. So I love seeing some of those little details come back. I hope they stick around. So total agreement there.
Yeah. Who do you think made the right decision to go fashion forward this year?
Yeah, well, the first corps that sticks out to me is Spirit of Atlanta. If you look at those uniforms, they're about as far fashion forward as you can go. So, of course, they just look modern, but they have modern fabric and materials as well. So they have kind of this, fabric-y, feathery kind of thing with some shimmer to it. So there's a lot of different layers to the uniforms. So it's cool how that kind of flows in the wind, and it works with their show, which is definitely a more modern take on a drum corps show. And then also the Academy. Now, we haven't seen their show yet, but we're going to see it tomorrow with their show Exposed. But they've got these slick uniforms. We've just seen some of those teaser images from their social media, but I think in combination with what they're doing, Exposed, with their new uniforms, I think it's going to be a good look for them.
Yeah, and what I love about both of those uniforms, and that I hope continues forward, is the idea of bringing color back to the field. We've sort of gotten away from that. Lots of cores, have gone darker. But, to me, now the field is brighter. We see more of the performers' lines, which I think is really important because the training's better, right? But also it's adding color to the field as opposed to trying to remove it. So I love the direction that they're heading.
Yeah, me too. And just to kind of cap this off, the fact that there's no scores this year, I think is making a huge difference in the way that cores are approaching their design, of course, their entire show, but their uniforms as well. So I'm here for it. I hope it sticks around.
Yeah. Now, make sure that you tune in next week because we're going to actually be doing a uniform bracket, right? So all of the cores that are heading to Indy, we're going to see their uniforms. They're going to go head to head, and then we're going to see who's the uniform winner of 2021.
Yeah, and that's something that you can participate in. So on FloMarching.com, you can go in there and you can vote for your favorite uniforms, and we're going to crown a uniform champion. So make sure you check that out. I love brackets. I love competition. Since we don't have any at DCI this year, this is the one that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. Now, there's been so much that's happened from drum corps this past week, and we've loved all of it. But we wanted to take just a few minutes and share some of our favorite moments with you.
I mean, these clips never get old. And one of the coolest things I think about this interesting year for DCI is that we're getting a lot more of this content that we can view after the fact. So there's more stuff in the public domain. There's more stuff that, we have the rights to and that we can watch in real time. So this is the kind of thing, I'm just opening up my app and I'm just watching it. I love watching drum corps all the time.
Yeah. And what the fans now have the ability to do is keep up with the corps' progress. Right. So there's more streams, which means that you can sort of see and hear the difference from day to day, and even see what new things appear in the shows. Right. So I love it. I think that some of the clips that we just saw are examples of man, the corps are doing awesome work. Flo's doing a great job, sharing this stuff with the world. So, I mean, what better time to be a drum corps fan than now?
Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and move on to head to head. What is our first topic?
This meme of Genesis's uniform is blank.
Okay. This meme is poggers. And the only reason I'm using this word is because I think it's the only word that can accurately describe this meme. I mean, this meme is so far into the meme universe that you have to use poggers. I think it's an awesome meme. I love the fact that someone even thought about that and then took the time to Photoshop it together and then post it on the internet. Poggers all around.
I don't know what poggers means. So I think that this is an example of somebody who has way too much time on their hands. But you know what? Good for them. I'm glad that they're in it, and I'm glad that we're talking about Genesis. Up next.
It's blank to hear Brant Crocker's voice again.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field from Rockford, Illinois, Regiment.
It's comforting. I mean, Brant Crocker is the voice of DCI, so it feels like DCI's back.
Yeah, to me, it's invigorating. You know, like when he comes out and he like yells the Corps' names, you know, Phantom Regiment or whatever, whoever he's announcing, like everyone's like, oh my gosh, like you're just ready to cheer before the show even starts. So like, it's invigorating to me. Next.
Over under 60 trumpets will hang a release during DCI finals.
Okay, so let's define what hang a release means. This means like when the Corps cuts off and there's like a lead trumpet that like holds over the release. Let's do some quick math on this. All right, so there's over 20 Corps going to DCI finals week, right? They're going to get 3 performances each. So that's over 60 performances, maybe even upwards of 70 performances. We know there's several Corps already that are hanging release. I think the Bluecoats do it like 10 times in their show already. So I think simple math dictates that there's going to be well over 60 trumpets hanging a release DCI finals week.
I'm also going to take the over. I think without judges this year, and we want to give the fans what they want, so I'm taking the over.
I think we're going to get a couple of trumpets that aren't supposed to hang over. They're going to hang over. I think we're going to get a couple of those too. All right, next.
Which post on social media caught your eye this week?
All right, so this first clip that caught my eye this week is a clip from the Centerville Jazz Band, which is actually their marching band. And it was so cool to see this thing because, you know, here they are, they're getting ready, they're opening the show for Good Morning America, you know, and you're seeing this awesome #clean drill, which is great, right? But then also, like, you're seeing, you know, a major television show that's highlighting the work that the students are doing to sort of bring back the country to life, you know. So I love seeing them being featured, and you know, kudos to Good Morning America for doing that.
Yeah, I mean, anytime the marching arts gets, you know, a platform, you know, especially at the national level, I love it. Now, the clip that I saw this week goes a completely different direction. So let's watch it because there's simply no way to describe it. Okay, so what I love about this clip is that if you've ever been in like DCI or marching band, there's always that one person that's like trying to keep the rehearsal vibe going, trying to keep it light. I think that's what's happening here. Either he's celebrating like a long water break, like the caption says, but I think this is the kind of thing where it's just like, let's keep it cooking, let's keep the vibe light. I mean, what noise is that, by the way? Like, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm all for keeping the vibe light. I've just never experienced a water break that was that long.
Yeah, we always did gush and goes, and I imagine most people do.
All right, let's move on to the last rep.
Let's do it. There's a drum corps show on FloMarching 8 out of the 9 next nights. What are you most looking forward to?
I'm excited just to keep up with the progress of the corps and maybe see what like little Easter eggs have been hiding that they're now going to show us.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch.
Bones made an appearance for Crossman at the Round Rock show. Have you ever seen Bones?
Oh yeah, especially at the Round Rock show because I took that video. Drum Corps United Kingdom is having a showcase live on this Sunday. Are you tuning in?
Yeah, 5 or 6 drum corps from the UK sharing their full show on Facebook. I think it's awesome.
I love drum corps in Europe.
Yeah. Exactly 30 years ago today, Star of Indiana got first place at the East Coast Classic. What was special about that year?
Well, that show led right into finals week where Star won their first and only championship. 1991, Roman Images, great corps, great show. That's all the time we have for today on the Upstage. Make sure you tune into FloMarching tonight, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. A full week of drum corps live right here on FloMarching. And of course, we'll see you next week right here on the Upstage.